Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we upload the video version to our YouTube channel, so you can check that out. My name is Vetta, and as always, I am joined by my brother, Matt.
Hey, you guys.
And this month's theme is Thanksgiving movies. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about Friendsgiving, which in the last few years has become a super trendy thing to do. So Netflix, is it a Netflix movie? It's on Netflix. It's Friendsgiving on Netflix.
Thank you for that. I can't deal with you right now. Okay, so first off, before I just want to say something, Vetta. We need to have another chat about your movie selections. But I had to start over 3 times with this movie. That's how bad this movie is.
It is kind of all over the place.
Right on. Okay, you want to ask?
All right, so let's start with the most important thing. What are you drinking?
I am drinking wine this time, but I'm not drinking it because I was being lazy. I thought it was appropriate. Right now I'm drinking a blush wine, but I'm going to be drinking a white wine after this is done because that was the end of the bottle.
Yeah.
I finished off the whole bottle before we started this. But I'm going to be drinking white wine. So I thought it was appropriate for this movie.
Because there was a lot of wine in the movie.
Yeah. So I almost drank whiskey, but I can't drink whiskey straight. I don't know. I can't drink any alcohol straight. I don't get those people, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking pussy.
Yeah. You said it, not me. I'm drinking Friendsgiving Punch. The recipe is on Bacardi's website, so it's got a lot of rum,
who doesn't love it,
right? And it's got some apple cider in it because it's like Thanksgiving themed.
Yeah.
I did not put the pumpkin spice in it because
I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not a pumpkin spice person.
Me neither.
I did, yeah. So I didn't do the apple slice. I did the apple cider and the rums and the lemonade. I did not do the pumpkin spice. I'm sorry for those of you that love pumpkin spice drinks. That is not me.
I'm not sorry. You're weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate pumpkins.
All right. So had you seen this movie before?
No.
Did you watch the trailer?
Yes.
What did you think from the trailer?
The trailer, I mean, listen, the trailer didn't make it look like it was good, but I didn't think it looked bad. Not as bad as it was.
The trailer did its job. It did its job.
Yeah.
It didn't deter you.
Like when I watched the trailer, I was like, all right, whatever. I mean, if this was in the movie theater, I wouldn't have went to the movie theater to see this. And I probably would have
similar to me when it comes to movie theater movies. You see the trailer and all you think is this worth $100?
Right. Yeah. And I probably wouldn't have watched this movie though if we didn't review it for this podcast because I knew it was there, but I'm like, I don't care.
Well, but that's what this podcast is about.
For
saving other people time.
For sure. Oh, and trust me,
we're definitely saving you time.
Yes,
with this movie.
Well, did you like it at all?
It had its moments.
Oh, I didn't think it had its moments.
It had some funny moments, but yeah, I'm gonna say it now. Normally we say this at the end. I would not recommend it.
Yeah.
This is where you hit the thumbs down on the Netflix little meter.
Yeah, what was the budget of this movie? I think they spent I think I paid more for my Netflix subscription than they spent on this movie.
I think this was actually filmed in one of the crew members' homes.
For sure. Yeah, this movie fucking sucks, man. Yeah. This movie sucks for sure.
We're going to start with the opening scene where Molly, one of the main characters, is being a dominatrix with her boyfriend Jeffrey. Or Jeff.
Right on. Can I ask you one question before we do? Have you ever been to a Friendsgiving?
So no, but I know like my daughter who is in college, they do Friendsgiving. And they all go home for Thanksgiving. So they do it like either when they get back or right before they leave.
Would you go to a Friendsgiving? I don't think I'd go to one.
Okay, so I just don't understand why it's so trendy. Like, did you not get together with friends? And maybe it's because it's at people's houses, but Friendsgiving, the name, I'm doing quotation marks, because some millennial or Gen Z or whatever put the name Friendsgiving on it. It's always been there where you go out with friends around the holidays. that's always been a thing, or you invite them over to your house for a holiday party, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. I just kind of go, I get Friendsgiving is supposed to be when you don't have family nearby or don't like family or whatever, but it's just a trendy thing that people have labeled for their Instagram and their whatever.
Yeah, I've never been to one. I don't think I'd go to one either. I mean, now I wouldn't because I'm, you know.
The closest I came to a Friendsgiving was when I was in the hospital over Thanksgiving, and friends stopped by and brought me plates from their Thanksgiving dinner. Like I had
That's
I had
funny.
so much food. Like I had 3 friends and they didn't overlap each other. They came separately. So one brought me a whole plate of Thanksgiving food. The next one came, brought me a whole plate. The hospital brought me Thanksgiving food. Then another friend came. That's the closest I've ever got to a Friendsgiving.
Right on. I hear you. Okay.
All right, so opening scene.
Um,
Molly is dominating Jeff. She's
I'm
got the
all
little crop and
yeah.
he's in the
I'm all
thong.
I'm all for the riding crop thing and for a little bit of dominatrix, but I don't like being smacked around. Like it's too painful. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like a little hand tap, but I don't want a paddle.
Yeah,
That brings
yeah.
PTSD from childhood because we grew up in the era where our parents actually had a paddle and would
Or
spank us,
or a
and
spoon or a
or
wire hanger. Yeah, or a
or
switch.
a tree branch,
Yeah.
whatever,
Or a
whatever was
backhand.
within arm's reach. So yeah, I'm not into the having the. It's one thing if you smack the
Yeah,
tushy.
yeah, just a
It's
little tap
another
on the
thing.
booty. Yeah,
Right, a
just
little
yeah.
tappy tap's fine.
Yeah, I'm
But when
fine
you
with
start
that.
bringing props in, that's where I draw the line.
I would be okay with the riding crop too, but I just feel like that would be like, just smack on the chest a little bit. But I don't know. The whole time I'm just like, I don't know if I was waiting for her to put a strap on, and that's how it got.
Right,
It was.
I did.
It was.
I did. And then she started talking about, the whole child comparing things to childbirth. I'm like, she's not good at this.
Right. Yeah. You're like, my boner is going downhill
Yeah,
right
she's
now.
like, have you ever pushed out a 10-pound baby out your vagina? No, because he doesn't have one.
Right,
No.
exactly. And be like, it'd be like, the only way I'd experience that is I pushed out my pee hole, and that's not gonna happen. Like, come on, get it together.
Right.
Get it together,
So,
Sarah. What was her name?
Molly.
Molly. Get it together, Molly.
Right.
But yeah, no, but yeah, that's funny. Um,
So
yeah, I
go ahead.
did. You what? Okay, I just say right now, as soon as that happened, and this is way later on, but I just have to say it right now. But as soon as she popped up, I just went, "Is that Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman?" Okay, that's all I have to say. I mean, we could talk about it later when she pops up.
She's popped up in a few of our films.
Yeah, she has. But
we love it.
I do love it. Yeah, we should do a whole month of just her in
Helen.
movies.
Her name
Yeah.
is Helen in
Helen,
this movie.
yes. Call me
So,
mom. No, I
right.
think Helen's right. But
Right. What did you think of the phone call with the Jersey family while she was grocery shopping?
that's the next thing on my list. I wrote down that the lesbians family is super annoying. I did not like them. They're tacky. It was gross.
They're the epitome of stereotypical Jersey family.
Yeah, they were just annoying. I was all like, I'm not, and they were ugly. But I was just all like, go ahead.
My favorite part about that is while she's shopping, she has the bottle of wine open and is drinking.
Oh yeah, that's
shopping.
my kind of shopper.
That's what I wrote. I was like, I hate shopping, but that's my kind of shopping.
Side note: there is a store here in roughly the city that I live in where you can drink while you shop. Like they have a bar inside the grocery store.
I would love that. I hate shopping because I'm not a big fan of people.
Right.
Until I start drinking. When I'm drinking, I love people.
Well, that's a lie. I like people. I just hate crowds, which is so ironic.
That's probably it too. It's I don't like stupid people. That's probably it. Or the people that forget there are other people in the world and they think they're so like the world revolves around them and bullshit.
Right on. But yeah, no, there is a store like that, and every now and then a food truck shows up. So you're like, you got a buzz going on. You're like, yeah, I'll take a burrito. Yeah, give it to me.
Oh my God, when I come to visit, we're going to this store.
Yeah, it's just like
so I can experience it.
Yeah, it's just a grocery store. There might not be a food truck though, but yeah, you can go outside.
We're gonna get us a selfie stick and walk around and live stream that going.
We found our Mecca.
Okay. We have found our home.
Right. I did appreciate, what was the lesbian's name? What was her name?
Abbey.
Kate Dennings, Abbey. Okay,
Yeah,
so Abbey, I knew she was Kate Dennings because I do like that chick. She was on that.
I love her.
That.
She's in some really great films and TV shows.
I did like how she was very organized with her cooking. I was like, I like this. I like you. I like that you're on a schedule.
I
very orderly.
loved her board. Like when everyone's showing up that wasn't planned to be there. And I love that she says that Thanksgiving is about sugar and regret and maybe some football. I'm like, that
right
is she is 100% correct. That's 100%. And family. She missed the family aspect, but she wasn't around family. But I loved when people were coming in with dishes and she's like, see the board? If you don't put it on there, your food's not going to get cooked. Right. And Molly's all like, guys, this is really important. She's like, it is fucking important if you people want to eat.
Right. Yeah, no, I did like her organizational skills as far as the food goes. Yeah. Can I just say something? Okay, first off, I have it throughout my notes and I might say it again. But okay. So they invite all these lesbians, right, to this party. And
because she's been
dumped.
She's been broke up for like a year almost.
Yeah. So they invite all these lesbians, and I like I didn't like that they had all these lesbians like trying to hook her up or whatever. But the first one's all like, I feel like you're a Pisces. And I was like, I feel like all lesbians are Pisces for some reason. I was like, maybe it says something about Pisces. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was like the weirdest time to be inviting lesbians to hook anyone. I feel like a Friendsgiving is weird to invite.
Didn't the black lady bring that first lesbian?
She invited multiple.
Which
they all invited some.
That is rude. I go, if you're invited to a party and then you invite more people to this party that you were invited for, rude.
It's one thing if you call the person and say, hey, and you co-conspire to bring someone in. But when you're just inviting people to somebody else's house, that's insane. I would never. Rude. I would
me neither. Me neither. I hate when people do that. And I'm like some people that are nice about it and they're like, oh no, stay. I'm a fucking dick. I'm like, no, get the fuck out of my house. Right. Leave the restaurant. You weren't invited. I don't want you here. I'm gonna make it uncomfortable.
I'm not a more the merrier person.
Oh,
I'm
for sure.
No, I'm a planner and I plan for 42 people, not 44. So go leave.
Yeah, exactly. No. Exactly. Even I've done that thing where I've gone to a restaurant with a friend and they'll bring somebody with them and I'll be like, yeah, you need to go now. I don't want you here. I'm trying to have a conversation.
No room. Yeah. Sorry. The restaurant has no room.
Right.
What did you think? I loved when Helen
has no room.
I loved when Dr. Medicine Woman showed up. Helen.
Yeah. Dr. Quinn.
They're all like, Helen's here.
Fun, yeah, right. Which I loved her like blonde fake wig, and that dress was fucking hideous. That red dress, I was like, where'd you get that at? Salvation Army?
And she's on like her 5th husband.
Yeah, which I go. Listen, I'm not trying to diss on people because I get it. Sometimes you're just looking for love. But if you are,
is it love or they just don't want to die alone?
Maybe. But listen, when you're on your 5th, whatever, maybe the problem is you know,
that's what I'm
saying. Maybe this isn't for you. This whole
they're not getting the conversation anymore where it's not you, it's me. They're getting the conversation with it's you.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's over. I did write down that this Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving sucks. I wrote that down.
Okay, can we talk about Jeff and his fucking photo booth for a minute? Who thinks a toddler, that baby's what, like maybe 6 months old?
Maybe.
At most, maybe 4. I was thinking 4 to 6 months at most. Why, when he was sitting at breakfast, that he was like, oh, I'm going to make this, and we'll talk about the boy being named Eden later. But why would he think making Eden's first Thanksgiving amazing and special meant photo booth? And then he didn't even pay for it. Molly had to pay for it.
Molly had to pay for it, yeah. Which I wrote this down, but I'll talk about it again when we get to Helen and her conversation with Jeff. But I wrote down Jeff's a big fucking loser. Like,
right. When his charity pays for his
yeah,
lifestyle.
they just push money towards him or whatever. How did he put that? I can't remember. But I was just like, this sounds like a lot of
When
embezzling or something.
when they get a donation, they just kind of slide a little over or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I love how he's like, I don't deal with finances. Like, I'm not a finance guy. I don't deal with money. I'm like, well, if you're getting money, that means you deal with money.
And I'm pretty sure, as much as people hate to say it, the world, revolves around money.
Right,
It's a
exactly.
shitty thing to think, but without it, you have nothing. That is kind of how the world functions.
Right
So,
on. So can I talk about the lesbian prospects for a second?
oh yeah, it's a really good thing they all hooked up with each other because none of them were good.
Right. I wrote down that none of them were good prospects for her because I mean, and I don't understand. Did her friends not realize what kind of person she is, that these would not be good, like, relationship partners for her? Because I'm like,
did they go with who she was before her, the Maeve person? Because the way it sounds is this Maeve person that she was with was emotionally abusive. Like, they locked her in a closet because they did at a party because they didn't like what she was wearing.
right.
That's when the relationship should have
ended. Right. If anybody ever wants to, I need you to stand in this closet, I'd be like, fucking no, I'm going home. I'm gonna Uber home. Leave me alone. But every single one of them just seemed too butch to me for her. I just felt like she was more of a lipstick lesbian, and all these women were all like, hey, I want to tie you up and put you in my bunker. And I'm all like, why don't you calm down, Rambo?
Well, at least 2 out of the 3, definitely. The one that was dressed.
The first one was even like that. She was way too butch for her.
You think so?
Yeah, she had on denim. She had on like a denim.
No, I'm not even thinking of her. I'm thinking the one that was all black.
In all black? That chick was creepy.
Well, she did say some things that were a little
yeah.
But...
And the last one was all like, you're gonna live in my bunker, and I'm all like, you guys are they're all 3 of them were too. First off,
she was a survivalist.
So
we're related to one of those.
Yeah, but he's not. He doesn't have a bunker
yet
that we know of. But
that's the first place I'm going in an apocalypse. You know that, right?
For sure.
I'm loading my kids up in the car and heading that knocking on the door and being like, I know I've not seen your new house, but we're here to survive.
We're here. Where's the door to the ground?
Give me a tour and show us where I'm living for the next 10 years.
For the next 10 years. No, I just thought all of them were bad prospects. And I kind of thought it was insulting to Abbey. I kind of thought it was insulting to Abbey because I feel like they just invited them because they're like, oh, you're a lesbian, come meet my lesbian friend. Okay. I'm like,
and didn't you feel like that was just so outdated? Because even when she goes to the hospital, the nurse is like, I'm going to give you my cousin Tanya's or Teresa or whatever her name was.
On bikes.
Number. Right? And I was just kind of like, do people do that? Are they still like, oh, I know a lesbian. Oh, I know one of those gays. Let me give you his number in case you don't know him. You can hook up, or you don't know her. Is that a thing?
I don't. Well, whatever it is, I didn't like it because I just felt like they didn't know their friend. So I was like, it's not.
I just went, even if she was straight, they didn't know her or appreciate her, what she was going through.
Right on. Okay, so I wrote down here. I don't know why I wrote it down in my notes, but I wrote down, what the fuck is going on here?
That's a lot. Like, I bet you were thinking of the part where it's like that montage of the photo booth and the dancing.
Yeah, like, and the guests that were showing, like that one redheaded guy with his girlfriend that had the Botox.
Molly's agent.
Yeah, like they showed up, and I'm like, I'm not interested.
I was more concerned with the gay guy that showed up that kept talking about his brother that had been missing for 7 years.
Yeah, I was waiting for the shaman to be all like, he's in water. His body is in water.
Oh, the shaman with her acai berry tart.
I have
chai seed gluten-free
crust. We have to talk about the food in this movie. Okay.
Oh, in general, the fact that they have to have vegan-free.
I wrote it all down. Okay, so
bows and.
Yeah, the bows were
go through it. You wrote it down, please.
I did. Okay, so besides the acai berry tart with a gluten-free chai seed crust, which I was like, gross, but I'd probably try a little bit to see how gross it was. And then I love how she presented it like it was a masterpiece.
Like it was a miracle. Like,
yeah, like
you're so welcome.
Look what I made you. Okay, and then so the bow was for vegan gamble, like you gambled if it was.
You didn't know if it was vegan friendly. Yep.
The chopsticks were pure vegan, and then the almonds on top were vegan, vegan friendly. I can't read what I wrote down.
Okay, but can we talk about the almonds? What if they're vegan, but they have a nut allergy?
That's speaking of nut allergies, we need to talk about that. And then she said everything else is just delicious. And I was like, probably, yeah.
As someone who is a former vegetarian, I was never a vegan. I was a vegetarian for 10 years.
I was a vegetarian for 3.
Yeah, I did it from like the age of 13 until I got pregnant with my first child and found out I was anemic, so craved everything that looked like red meat.
No, I totally get it. I stopped being a vegan because, it's not very manly. I feel like when you go to a restaurant and you order a salad as your entree, you should also order a side of cock, So I don't know. Anyways.
I loved it. The problem is now
I love dick?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But I loved being a vegetarian, but my biggest thing now is I could give up everything but seafood. I love seafood so much now. And that wasn't a problem when I was a teenager because, from 13 to 23, that wasn't a problem because I feel like my palate wasn't seafood friendly at that time.
So what
did you think of that whole montage with the photo booth that I think was totally ridiculous at a Thanksgiving thing? And then the parents dancing and doing the ching, ching, ching.
Yeah, for those of you who can't see it, don't worry. This clip is going to be saved.
Because it's a podcast. I should know not to do the dance moves and the
it's okay.
Giant cock. He'll describe. I don't know.
And keep talking. I love when you say I'm going to edit something fun together. Anyways. Okay, so real quick, you know how when Abbey goes into the bedroom with Lauren, and they're talking about the kid and like something about how he could die in every way, shape, and possible.
Is that when they do the mushrooms, or is that when they make out?
That's when she does the mushrooms. It's that she does it after that.
That the shaman has given them.
Which I would just want to say, I totally worry about my kids like all the time, them dying from like every little thing like possible.
Mine are grown, like 2 of mine are off and out of the house and 2 are in high school.
Yeah.
They are out of my sight. There is no out of sight, out of mind when you're a parent. And if you are one of those parents, you're not a good parent, or maybe I'm a helicopter parent. I don't know, but
I'm for sure a helicopter parent.
I had no stress or anxiety. I was a live, laugh, love type of person before children. Now I'm everyone's going to kill them. Everything will poison them. I need to save them from everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. They took mushrooms. I've never done shrooms, so I don't know anything about that. Okay.
They just ate them because they were covered in chocolate.
Although
I've seen other movies where people put them in water and make like a tea. I don't understand mushrooms. Could someone explain them to me?
No, don't, because we're not interested at all.
I'm not going to do them. I just want to know how they work.
No, you don't. Who cares? Who cares?
He says I don't care, so I don't care. Apparently.
Okay, so fast forward. When they were kissing, would you consider that cheating?
It depends on what the couple has talked about.
See, I would have considered it cheating. Like, even if it was like between a friend and it was lesbian and she needed comforting, I'd be like, no, you don't just get to kiss somebody without telling me about it like that. No, that's not how this works.
So if your wife would have asked you in advance, you'd be okay with it.
I mean, if she would explain the situation of how, obviously the Lauren didn't know it was going to go down, but if she explained like
in the moment thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just go, I don't know. That's a betrayal of trust. Come on.
I'm one of those people that go, it doesn't matter if it's a she, he, they, them, whatever, it doesn't matter. You need to declare it in advance. Are you in a soft, what is it? Those open relationship things have terms. You're polyamorous.
Well, I don't know what they fucking are.
I don't know. There's a lot of terms.
I'm in a monogamous relationship.
I'm in a you want to be Lorena Bobbitt? No, so it's me.
Yeah.
Me.
So after they serve all the food, which didn't look that great anyways, but
Oh.
and
When they
I
show
love
the oven.
I love the turkey cutting thing. Like Jeff couldn't cut a turkey because he's a pussy. But and I'm all like, and then they got, what was his name, Gooner or whatever, to cut it or whatnot, which that guy was a total tool.
Gunner.
Yeah, Gunner. Yeah, he was a total tool. Everybody in this movie sucked. I just didn't like any of them. But
this is the epitome of everyone you hate getting together at one party.
Yeah, like they all sucked. I was just like, I don't like any of you as human beings. But yeah, after he didn't want to cut the turkey, and I'm all like, oh, just give me a knife, I'll cut it. But
and the Molly chick was like, I don't even understand how you do it. I'm like, you take a knife and you cut the turkey.
Yeah. Oh, and then I don't know if I'm skipping too far forward, but you say the word if I am. My question for you is, who doesn't know that babies can't have peanuts? They can't have nuts.
I thought that too. Even Helen knew, and Helen seemed like a dumbass.
Oh, Helen was
the worst mom ever.
Dr. Quinn.
Yeah,
what
she's the worst mom.
Of course, she would know this. She's a doctor.
She's the worst mom ever. But yes, I don't understand who thinks giving anything, but the baby, like I said, doesn't even look like it looks like it's 4 to 6 months old. The most they're eating is like that ricey oatmeal stuff.
Yeah, and it didn't. Yeah, exactly. He had a bottle. You don't give him you don't feed them food like off of a spoon. You fucking
even if he was a year old, you're not just saying here's people food. Have at it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very obvious that she's not going to be a good parent. Anyways.
No.
So after she takes the 2 mushrooms because she needed a little bit more kick.
Oh, and she has the visit from the fairy gay mothers.
Oh, so stupid. I can't tell you how dumb this scene was.
Can I just say, though, I loved the women they picked for the fairy gay mothers.
Well, I like, what's the white woman's name? I do like Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes is great. And then the well, they're all pretty great. Like, I like Margaret Cho also.
And the Fortune, I can never remember her last name.
Yeah, I take it back. I like all of them because
I love all of them. They're hysterical, and the fact they were all 3 were the fairy gay mothers, I loved it.
Yeah, I just didn't think that it was a funny scene. Like, it just wasn't funny to me. Like, the whole time I'm all like, are we gonna laugh ever?
The only funny part was when they said they were her gay fairy godmothers. That was the only funny part. Everything else was lame.
Yeah, see, I didn't laugh at anything. This movie wasn't funny for being if it was a comedy. I didn't get it, but yeah. So they even went through and listed off the name of the gays or whatever, like a power top, a power bottom, a power whatever. I don't remember what they said. It was a
tutorial.
Yeah, it was just dumb. It was just dumb. I didn't like it.
So going back to
no, you go. No, you go.
No. That was let me stop. Please,
I wanted to. I don't know if you were going to mention this, but can we go back to the breastfeeding thing?
Oh, yep, that's where I was going. So go right ahead.
No, you go first. You go.
No.
Okay, what the
I've done
fuck?
The breastfeeding thing, so you please, Phil.
What the fuck? Okay, let me just say right now, when the baby latches on to Jeff's nipple, he should have pulled it away right off the bat.
Because we're going to be honest, every baby does that because when a baby is born, you didn't do skin to skin?
I did do skin to skin, but they never tried to latch on to my nipple.
No, mine just tried to, my husband was holding them and they tried to just grab at his skin.
If they tried to do that, I don't remember it.
So he immediately was like, what are they doing? And I was like, oh, it's feeding time, and handed it. It was never but babies automatically start to try to grab onto stuff when they're hungry and they're nursed or breastfed, however you feel the need to say it. But yes, the fact that he just sat there and was like, what do I do? You pull the baby away because you don't produce milk, you jackass.
Yeah, Andy was like, I didn't want to embarrass him. I'm all like, trust me, what you're doing is way more embarrassing to him.
And he's a baby. He's not going to fucking remember.
He's not going to remember.
You're an
but
idiot,
and then when she comes in and she gets that weird look. I was like, that's the appropriate response to that.
So
I would
what
have
the fuck are you doing with my kid
right.
look?
I would have broke up with him right on the
I'd
spot
have
if
been
I
get
was
the
her.
fuck out of my house, you
Yeah.
weirdo. You're on the verge of me
It
calling you a
was
perv. Get
yeah, it
out.
was so weird. I was so
Yeah.
weird. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. As
I
soon as
didn't
it
either.
happened, I was like, what the fuck? And this was on my second viewing of this movie because it took me 3 times to get through this shit fest. And my wife had watched it before me, and she's all like, "Oh, did you get to the breastfeeding part?" And I was like, "No, not yet." And then when I got to it, I was like, "What?"
Did she forewarn you that it wasn't a good movie?
No.
Oh,
No,
she
she
was
knew
setting you
she
up.
knew I had to watch it.
So
And
what did you think of the hospital scene with
well,
the
I just want to say I didn't like that the mom, Helen, didn't know where the child was.
that she was calling?
Yeah. I'm like, first off, you were supposed to take care of it and it's
You said you
crying.
were on baby duty.
Yeah, and she's all like, he's crying. That's what babies do. And I'm like, yeah, because they need something, you fucking moron.
When they want
I'm
something.
surprised Molly is still alive with a mother like you big idiot. Okay, so the hospital scene. Okay, so she takes this kid to the hospital. And I like how like they're all like, have you been drinking? She's like, I had a glass of wine. What does that have to do with anything? I'm like, honey, calm it down. This is how it goes down in hospitals. They need to make sure you're not a danger.
Have you ever been interrogated like that?
Yeah, like, and I don't even think that was interrogated. Like when my
No.
daughter was I think it was 8 months old. It might have been 4 months. It was either one of those two. She was breathing weird, so we took her to the hospital. And yeah, they asked us the same thing. Has she had anything? Has anybody given her anything? I want to say they even asked us if we'd been drinking. At the time we had not.
Yeah.
I think I was at work and I had left work and I was like, no, we're not drinking. What are you talking about? I was at work.
My daughter had RSV, so she like wasn't breathing at all. And they went through, like, I had gone 2 days in a row to urgent care, and the doctor the first day was a condescending, mansplaining asshole who called me a helicopter parent, and I was mad. So the second day I went in, they had all these questions, and I was like, I will answer every question you have, and you can put me through the ringer, but I'm not leaving here until you thoroughly check my child over.
Right.
Because you can be a dick to me all you want, as long as my kid walks out of here healthy. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, for sure. I did like that she broke up with Jeff, but at the same time, I'm all like, Jeff's all like, did you mean that when you said you were just looking for a rebound? I'm like, yeah, fucker, you're not somebody that somebody sticks with.
Her divorce isn't even final yet.
Yeah. Plus, he's a big loser. He's got no money, no prospects. I mean, what is this whole charity nonsense? I feel like this script was not written well.
And I go, what was he thinking? That because she's a movie star, she's going to support him forever? I feel like he was a gold digger.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. He sucked. I mean, just because he was good looks and hot body.
Was
maybe
he though?
Good looking or hot body?
Well, he had a hot body. But
I mean, his hair was his like dance moves suck balls.
Hair.
He dances weird.
I don't like. Oh my god, his dancing!
It was weird. It was bad. It was bad.
It's so bad.
You remember at our brother's wedding, and I don't want to be mean, but you remember at our brother's wedding, there was this girl there that was dancing like that, like her chakras weren't aligned, so she was all like fucking trying to get that shit. And you're like, what's going on here? I feel like this is an interpretive dance. And then he invited.
I remember we all were standing over. Well, I don't know if you were there, but I remember it was my sister-in-law and a couple other people. We said that we're like, is this like an interpretive dance? Are we supposed to understand what's
weird
happening?
And I remember one of his guests, which was a coworker of ours, his wife was like, you're such a good, because she's a dancer or whatever, she still does it and everything, but she's like, you're such a good dancer. And I was like, don't encourage this. I was like, do not encourage this. This is weird. Okay. So yeah, I feel like he was dancing awfully. It was bad. It was really bad. He even did the head thing where he like twisted it around. I was like, what's going on here? What's going on here? This is
He
so
was doing
bad.
I whip my hair
Yeah,
back.
yeah, exactly. It's like, no, you don't whip your hair. Don't whip your hair. This is not the time for that.
That only works for
You're
some
like
people,
yeah,
not
you're like
you.
40. Don't whip your hair, honey. Okay. Did you think I maybe it's me and I'm just an old fuddy duddy, but they Ubered like everywhere. Like when I thought it was weird that they were on hold when they called 911. I was like, what? And then I also thought it was weird that the ambulance was like, it's gonna take a half hour. What? There is possibly a baby dying here. Get your fucking ass over here now.
I will say from experience of calling 911, before COVID, I saw a really bad accident at a light and I called 911. I'm not shitting you. I was still on the phone with the 911 dispatcher when the police were telling me I could go home.
Oh,
Like,
nice. Like,
so
oh,
I go, there is issues with the I mean, all credit. I could never do that job. People would call me and I'd be like, oh my God, your house is on fire. Oh my God. What do I do? So, I mean, all due respect to those people. But that day, I think the girl I got was on her first day
was
or
like
her last day.
retarded. I get it.
One of the two. Like at one point, the cop was like, you can go home. And I was like, I'm still on call with 911. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, they're asking me really weird questions.
Right
so,
on.
so yeah, I do know the Uber thing because I love Uber when I go places. Like I don't like renting cars because I'm under 5 foot. So I don't want to be the person sitting on the edge of the seat so I can reach the pedal all like this.
Right on. Right
No,
on.
so I do Uber everywhere. So that didn't bother me as much as the 911 call where I was like, I've been there.
I feel
It
you. I
makes
feel you.
no sense.
Right on.
Okay, so the party's over, everyone goes home, blah, blah, blah. It's Friendsgiving. It's done. What did you, or do you have anything else to say about this movie, Friendsgiving in general? Because of this movie, will you be throwing a Friendsgiving this year?
No, I don't think so. This movie sucked. It was bad.
So you won't be recommending this movie for a
No,
Thanksgiving watch?
no, don't. No, do not watch this movie. It was stupid all the way around.
It had no real serious plot at
It
all.
had no plot. It was
No.
just little vignettes put together, and you're all like, "What's going on here? What's going on?"
Yeah, it was like a bunch of short films thrown together
Yeah,
to
like
make
you
one
said, it was
film.
filmed at the director's house.
Right.
It was filmed in an afternoon. Oh, there was one scene at a hospital, but that was just a set.
That was in the garage.
Exactly, where they built a hospital set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
All
bad.
right. So, do you have anything else you would like to add?
I don't.
All right. So, we're going to move on to the next segment of our show. What is your question for today?
Okay, so my question for you is, because they cut a turkey in this movie, what is your favorite turkey cutting scene from a movie?
It's a Christmas movie. It's not a
Oh,
Thanksgiving
see, we have
movie.
the same one. I can tell already.
It is the National Lampoon Vacation, Christmas Vacation.
I have the same one. It's so good. I love how, yeah, you go.
Eddie, so like he cuts the turkey over and it's so dry that the inside is completely gone and
it's like steam
turkeyed. Yeah, it's just like beef jerky skin.
Yeah, I love it.
Of a turkey. Yeah, and everyone's dipping it in their water. And cousin Eddie's like hand passing his plate going, could you give me some more? That turkey is good.
Yeah, no, I love that scene. It's so good.
I love it so much.
It's so good.
It's amazing. Everyone's all
Yeah.
he looks like a dog chewing on a bone.
That's so good. I love that movie.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love that scene. It's so good. What was your question?
So my question is what is your favorite movie to watch at Thanksgiving with the family?
Well,
I don't know if your kids are really old enough that you've formed that tradition yet.
Thanksgiving movie?
Like just a movie that you always watch on Thanksgiving Day. Because we watch We are a huge Thanksgiving Day screen family. We do the Macy's Day Parade.
No, we don't do that. No, I'm gonna say no, that we're not there yet. I don't think we're ever gonna be there, but we'll see. So it actually is a movie that we did last week, but it's Son-in-Law. That is my we excuse me. I've been drinking. But I love that movie so much that we don't usually watch movies on we have a movie night, but I would watch that movie with them around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
For our movie night.
So mine is the same as the last one. We always watch Christmas Vacation on Thanksgiving Day because, I'm one of those people, once you've eaten Thanksgiving dinner, it's Christmas season.
Right.
You cannot celebrate Christmas or put out any Christmas decorations or play Christmas music until after you have eaten your Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah,
after you've eaten the dinner and had your pumpkin pie or your apple crisp, whatever it is, Christmas music, Christmas movies, whatever, but not 1 minute before. I hate stores that put out Christmas stuff in October. I'm the same way. Drives me insane.
Yeah, I hate it too. It's like, celebrate the holiday that it is, not the holiday it's gonna be. Hooker.
All right. So do you have anything else you would like to add?
I have nothing else except don't watch this movie.
So that is a resounding, we have saved you. Just listen to this. And you don't need to watch this movie. You're welcome for those 2 hours of your life to do something else.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for listening. And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere that allows you to leave a review, please leave us a 5-star review. You have no idea how much it helps smaller podcasts like us. Follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. We'll also be posting this video to our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, BS Drunk Movie Reviews, and don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, everyone.
Bye, you guys.